Hello mommies and daddies, I am Pratiksha and I welcome you all to our channel My Career Motherhood. In this video we will be talking about the solid food only. This is the part 3 of the video. Part 1 and part 2 are already done and are there in my channel. In case you have not watched part 1 and part 2 of the video, link of both will be given in the description box. In part 1 I have discussed at what age or in what months we can introduce solid food to our baby and what is the signs and indications babies gives us, so that we come to know that this the baby is ready for the solid. In part 2 I have discussed about the two way of feeding baby. The first is the spoon feeding or traditional approach. The second is the baby led weaning approach, where the complete process of puree is skipped and the baby simply is introduced with the finger food only. So these are the two videos which has already been done. In this video, this is a part 3 of the video in which I will be discussing with you about how many meals we can introduce, about the texture, what food can we introduce, hygiene factors, 3-day rule or the allergy reactions in babies, and some important tips related to solid feeding. So in this video I will be covering overall the complete topic about the solid. So please watch this video till the end so that you get the complete information. And before that, please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe so that I get motivated to bring more informative videos for you all. And so the first important thing is that the breast milk and the formula milk is the most important part of the baby's diet and the most important source of nutrients in the baby. So don't leave breast milk or formula milk. At least continue feeding the baby till 1 year, but after 6 months, as the breast milk or formula milk is not enough, you have to introduce solid for your baby so that they get enough nutrients and their tummy is also full. So breast milk and formula milk is first primary source, and along with complementary feeding you can introduce the solid to your baby. But before that, do discuss with your doctor before introducing any solid to your baby, because the doctor knows well, they can guide you well because they know you and your baby and they will guide you the best. Now the first question which I am going to answer is that how many times you can give meal to your baby and at what time. See, when you introduce solid to your baby in the first 6th month, you will give only and only one meal to your baby, not more than that, during the first 6th month of the baby. And when can you give that meal? You will give that meal either in the breakfast time or in the lunch time. Why breakfast or lunch? Because when you give a solid after, because the baby is only on the breast milk till now and now you are introducing a solid, so when you will give anything, you will have a complete day from breakfast time or till the lunch time, so that you can watch the baby whether there is any kind of problem baby is facing, any kind of changes in the baby, any kind of allergy in the baby, so that if required to go to doctor, you can go then and there. So try to introduce in the breakfast or lunch as per your convenience. So I would recommend to do that. I introduce my baby apple puree during the breakfast time for the continued 3 days, so that if I find any kind of allergy reaction, I could have rushed to doctor if required. So this is the thing you should always keep in mind, only one meal, and that too during the breakfast or in the lunch time. Now the next important question which arises, that what should be the texture or the consistency of the food. See, whatever food you choose, there is no hardcore menu list for the baby's food. So whatever food you choose, either vegetable, fruit or a cereal, the food should be super smooth in a soupy form or in the thin liquid form, so that it should be dripped from the spoon very easily. What you can do, that take a tablespoon, suppose you are giving apple puree to your baby, you can take a tablespoon of puree, just mix a little amount of breast milk or the formula milk to make it super smooth before giving it to your baby. So this is the most important thing which you should keep in mind before giving any food. And as and when the baby grows up, just thicken the consistency of the food. Suppose the baby is in the 7th month, just make it little thicker, again make it little thicker, because the baby is now in a habit of taking the solid food. So just thicken the consistency, come to mashed food, then little lumpy, then come to finger food. By the time the baby turns 8 to 9 months, you can completely give the baby the finger foods. So in this way you have to take into your mind about the texture and the consistency of the food. Now the next question which comes is that what should be the quantity of the food. See, initially when you are giving food to your baby, just give 1 teaspoon. Just listen carefully, I am telling 1 teaspoon, not a tablespoon, which is very very less, and that too you have to dilute it by adding your breast milk or formula milk, so that it should be very thin in the liquid form. So just introduce 1 teaspoon and gradually increase this to 2 tablespoon or 3 tablespoon in 3 to 4 feedings of the baby. So in this way, slowly and gradually you have to increase, but initially in the 6th month you will give just 1 teaspoon. When the baby turns around 7 months, just introduce to 1/4 cup of the food, then again half cup, then full cup. In this way, gradually, about this I will month wise, the quantity of the food I will be discussing in my further videos, so do watch those videos. But in this video I would like to say that just introduce 1 teaspoon and gradually to 2 to 3 tablespoon in 3 to 4 feedings. So this is what about the quantity of the food. Now things apart, the main thing is come, what food should be given to the baby in the initial stage. See, there are different states, different countries, all have different cultures, follow different things, but basically what is followed almost everywhere, I also followed the same. I will be discussing about them only. The thing is in front of you in the form of category wise. The first category which comes is the fruit category. I also introduced apple puree to my baby first, and after that I moved to the cereals and veggies. So in the fruit category, your comes like apple puree, banana puree, and avocado puree, peach puree, pear puree. So these are the food which you can fruits which you can give in the first 6 months. Now comes the vegetable category. It is highly recommended to give orangish or yellowish veggies like carrots, sweet potatoes, pumpkins, squash. These are the categories of the vegetables. Now comes a dairy product category. In that you can, along with breast milk and the formula milk, you can give unsweetened yogurt. Now how you will make the yogurt, the question will come in your mind that if we can't give cow milk to our baby, then how we will make. See, you can make the yogurt with the formula milk, or if you are producing enough of breast milk, you can make, because the baby is going to take very very little amount, so you can make with your breast milk or the formula milk. Now the fourth category comes is the cereals. In them you can give baby brown rice, oats, barley, then comes your ragi, semolina, sabudana, which is also called sago. So these are the things, and also fox nuts. These are the things in the cereal. Non-veg is really not advisable in the first introduction of the food. And now comes the spices category, in which you can give cumin seeds, little bit of turmeric, very very little cinnamon, very little cloves, and these are the spices which you can initially give to your baby. So categorically I have told you, you can just take the screenshot of this page, so that you can keep it in mind. So these are the category of food which you can introduce. You can either introduce fruits according to your choice, or to the cereals. Many people, like I have introduced fruit, many people introduce only rice gruel or the dal water to your baby. So it's upon you. There is no hard and fast rule that if you will give this food, the baby's development will be better. So it's upon you, you can give any of them. So just keep it in mind about this food category only. Now comes important question, that as the baby eats very less and we have to cook a certain amount of food, so generally there will be leftover food. So can we give the leftover food to baby after 4 to 5 hours or after a day? See, preferably I would recommend that. I have never done this thing to my baby. What I used to do that, whatever my baby used to eat, she will eat the rest. I used to consume, or my partner used to help me out in that case. But I never give leftover food to baby. If even if you want to give that, you can give in a maximum gap of 2 hours. Suppose you have prepared a food now, and after within 2 hours you can just again give that to your baby. But please don't give after that. Many people prefer that if they are making a certain amount of food, they will give certain food, little food to the baby, and the rest they will put it in the ice tray and refrigerate them, and take out them and put it in a Ziploc packet, and next day they will take a single cube again and thaw them, and then with the help of double boiler, not reheating it, with the help of double boiler they will make the puree again and serve it to your baby. But I think that that process doesn't provide any nutrients to your baby, so I personally don't recommend. Now let's understand about the 3-day rule. You have heard or seen many where, or your doctor must have told you about the 3-day rule. What is that? Whenever we introduce any food to our baby, the thing which is recommended by the doctor is that continue the same food for the first 3 days, so that if the baby is having any kind of reaction with that food, you will be able to know that by the maximum of the second or third day, and you can take actions accordingly. So 3-day rule is to check any kind of allergy reaction in the baby. And what kind of allergies you can see in the baby? The baby may have skin rashes, the baby may have diarrhea problem, stomach upset, colic problem, gas problem, or vomiting issues. So these are kind of allergies which can be seen in the baby if there is any kind of allergy with the food. Or also it is advisable that if the family is having any particular allergy with a particular food, so don't avoid initially giving that food to your baby in the initial 6th month. You can try that food with your baby after the baby grows a little bit. So this is what about 3-day rule. And once you overcome this 3-day rule, you have tried many food with your baby. So after around 4th week of the 6th month or first week of the 7th month, you can make a combination of the food. Like you have introduced rice gruel to your baby and the dal water to your dal or the lentils water to your baby. So in the 4th week of the 6th month or the first week or the second week of the 7th month, you can make a combination of both, like a kind of porridge or water or puree form, and you can give that to your baby. So this is a complete 3-day rule guideline. Now next comes the hygiene factor. In that you have to make sure that, see, till now the baby is on the breast milk or the formula milk, so you are doing the process accordingly. Now the comes in between the process is the utensils of our household. So whenever you are cooking any food for your baby or making the utensils in which you are going to feed your baby, make sure that you sterilize them. And how you can do that? You can either use the sterilizer if you have, or you can take a big vessel and pour purified water in that and put all the utensils and give them a nice boil, so that the things get very nicely sterilized. So just make sure about the hygiene factor so as to avoid any kind of problem in the baby. Now we will discuss about some important tips which I have not discussed earlier in the video. See, if you are giving any food to your baby and the baby is rejecting that food, don't think that the baby is not liking that food. Baby don't know anything, so just keep on trying that food again and again, not on the same day but on the another day or after a week or after some more time, but keep on trying that food. Babies generally have a habit of ignoring a particular food 10 to 15 times, but you have to maintain a personal thing which is perseverance is the key. Have patience, keep on trying. I also have tried the porridge of rice and dal number of times, and after that my baby started eating that thing. So you have to keep in mind that you have to continuously trying a particular food, not on the same time but on after some days, or continuously on the next day or after a week, so that the baby learns to eat food of any kind of food and every kind of food. Next thing which I personally prefer is that I generally believe more on homemade food rather than the packaged food. There are many food available in the market like Nestum, Cerelac, but I never used to give those food to my baby. I have made homemade Cerelac, homemade rice cereals, dal, water, everything for my baby. Until now I have not given anything outside or in the packaged form to my baby. The why the things are more recommended, because they are very eco-friendly, very economical, no preservatives are added in them, they are made according to the nutrients which your baby require. You know what you are offering to your baby. You can make a combination of food according to your liking of your baby, and the most important thing, you will make the food for your baby with lots of love. So these are some of the reasons why I prefer homemade food more than the packaged food. Next important point is that always check the temperature of the food which you are giving to your baby. Just drip a little bit of the food on your wrist and check whether it's too hot or it's likely to be eaten by the baby or not, and then only give it in your baby's mouth. The next important point, which is that make sure the baby is sitting in the upright position, which I have discussed in my part 1 of the video also. When the baby has learned to sit, then only feed food, because that will avoid the chances of gagging and choking in babies. So make sure the baby is eating on the high chair or on your lap in a particular upright position, and then make the baby eat the food. So this thing you have to make sure that the baby is sitting properly. Next thing is that when you are offering food to your baby, always use a soft tipped spoon for your baby. I have seen many people, what they do, they take the feeding bottle, cut the nipple of the bottle and pour the solid. Means that is very scary thing which I have seen. Please don't do that with your baby, because you won't understand how much the thing is going inside the body. That may cause too much of choking or gagging problem in the baby. So make sure you are feeding the baby with soft tipped spoon, and make sure the thing is soft enough when it goes inside the baby's body. Another thing is that how will you know that the baby is full? See, and once you start feeding your baby and the baby is showing interest in the food, it means the baby is enjoying the food, and you can continuously give it to your baby. But once you see that the baby is shaking his head left and right, or leaning back on the chair or on your lap, or started playing with the food, it means the baby is full and no need for any more food for the baby. So just stop then and there. Don't forcefully try to make the baby eat the food or distract the baby for eating the food. So these are the most important point you should keep in mind. Always discuss with the doctor before introducing any new food. See, these are the guidelines. If you follow them nicely, because I have followed them very nicely, and this guidelines made my process of solid food for me and my baby very smooth. These guidelines are made according to experience of mothers all over the world. It may vary from mother to mother, but basically the things are common, which are common among the mothers. So these guidelines are made, and this works for maximum of them. So do follow these guidelines, and do watch my part 1 and part 2 of the video, so that you get complete information about the thing. And also I will bring a complete food chart for the 6 month, 7 month, 8 month till 12 month baby, so that you get the complete information which is left. So I hope you liked the video and got all the information regarding solid introduction to your baby. So if you liked it, just hit the like button, and if you have not subscribed to my channel and watching it for the first time, so do consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon, because whenever I upload new video, you will get the notification of the same. Please do support me. I need lots of motivation to grow my channel, so that I can keep on bringing new videos for you. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much. Happy parenting, happy life. Goodbye.